So in today's lecture, we discuss about the technology development and transfer. Itself name indicate technology is developed and then it is transfer. So when we talk about the pharmacy or pharmaceutical departments, so here it is one kind of knowledge base transfer. Okay, in generally the pilot plant we discussed that in small scale product is developed, we can say that it is in the small scale and it is in the pilot plant or in the pilot batches are there. So that pilot batches are to be transferred into the large scale, so we call it as the scale up technology. So there is when we talk about this transfer of the technology means there is the need of additional capacity, there is the relocation of the operations or the consolidation and the mergers are there. So WHO thought that when we want such a transfer, there should be a specifications, there should be a specification, there should be some rules, regulations. So they recommended for some guidelines in their 42nd reports, and it is mentioned in Annex 7 of WHO Technical Report Series number 961 of 2011. So in this technical report series, WHO guidelines on the transfer of technology for the pharmaceutical manufacturing has been mentioned. So in short, when we talk about this technology transfer, so this technology may be transferred from within a same unit, that is one department to another department. There may be the pilot plants department and the scale up department adjacent, or there may be two separate units. R&D unit is separate, scale up unit is somewhat different, or there may be the unit in another place. See, Lupin is situated in the Nagpur. They are having their R&D center in the Pune, and here they go for the production only in the Nagpur. So there is a technology of transfer from Lupin one side to another side. So Lupin to Lupin, Lupin Pune to Lupin Nagpur. So the people from Lupin Pune came to Nagpur, okay, to transfer or to produce the batch. The people coming from the Pune, okay, they transfer their knowledge, they transfer their findings to the people sitting at Nagpur. So the sending unit and receiving unit. So the Pune unit is the sending unit and receiving unit is the Nagpur unit. So this is within the companies, or there may be some different companies. So one company is developing their knowledge and they are sharing it to another. So company X preparing a formula and they are transferring their formula to company Y. So within the same department or within the same company or within different company. So such types of transfers are there. So what WHO says, a logical procedure, that is the technology transfer, is a logical procedure that controls the transfer of any process together with its documentation. See, documentations are evolved and professional expertise. Professional expertise means what? Person from that particular unit, that is the sending unit or an R&D unit, will came at the scale up unit or the receiving unit. They transfer what? Their expertise. They transfer what? Documents for what? Development and manufacturing of that particular product. At where? At the manufacturing site. Okay. So what WHO says? A logical procedure that controls the transfer of any process together with its documentation and professional expertise between development and manufacture or between manufacture site. So it is a systematic procedure. Okay. And there is order for transfer of documentation or experience. Okay. And it involves transfer of documentation and that personal their ability to transfer the knowledge. Okay. So it is called as the R unit, and that person came to that receiving unit. What is his role? To work on some critical elements, okay, to find out some points where that batches is not working properly, or there is the failure of the batches, or there is some we are not getting the result as per the predetermined standards. So that critical or some troubleshooting is there. That troubleshooting should they identify that point where the improvement is needed. He sits there, he use his skill, his knowledge to that get the results. Okay, so this technology transfer required a documented plan approach. So it is a documented plan approach. So using trained and knowledgeable personnel working within the quality system with the documentation of data covering all aspects of the development, production, and quality control. Means in that document, how we develop the product, what excipients we were using, what is the drug, what is the mixing condition, what is the manufacturing condition, temperature, everything. Then when we talk about the production process, then when we talk about the quality control, what are the evaluation tests, what are the limits, and all these things are mentioned in that documents, and that document get we have to transfer that document. So usually there is a sending unit and a receiving unit. We already discussed sending units maybe the pilot plant or the R&D scale, and receiving unit means the scale up unit. The unit managing the process which may or may not be a separate entity. Okay, what is its meaning? Means they may be or may not be a separate entity. Maybe they may be a separately situated, or they not situated separately. They are situated adjacently, or they are having in the same unit. So for the transfer to be successful, okay, some general principles and requirement should be met. Okay, what are they? The project plan should encompass the quality aspects of the project. Means what quality is required, what are the various facets for that particular projects. Okay, it should be written and be based upon the principles of QRM, quality risk management. Later on, we will discuss about this quality risk management. So a project plan should encompass the quality aspects of the projects and be based upon the principles of quality risk management. The capability of the sending units and the RU, that is the receiving unit, should be similar. Okay, but not necessarily identical. Okay, facilities and equipment should operate according to the similar operating principles. May we can say that principles are same. They are using the planary mixture, so we are using the planary mixture. There is in small scale, in pilot plant, maybe a small unit, small machine is there, but in the that receiving unit there may be a bigger one, like the tablet machines we are having the table station. In pilot plant it is sufficient, but when we talk about the scale up, 36108 like stations, tablet machines are there, that is required. So the operating principle is here. There is the comparison in both way, in both tablet machines. So operating principle is similar. Maybe the design may be different, or maybe the capacity may be different. So there must be a similar operating principle. A comprehensive technical gap analysis between the SU and RU, including technical risk assessment and potential regulatory gaps, should be performed as needed. Means where is the gap analysis? Gap analysis means that where is the difference? Say there is difference in the temperature, environmental condition. There may be the difference in the instruments we are using. That particular principle instrument using that particular principle is not available, or instrument of same company in small design and larger design is not available. That may be the gap. Okay, that is the gap. That gap we have to analyze, and we have to reduce that gap as much as possible. Okay, adequately trained staff should be available or should be trained at the RU. So these regulatory requirements in the countries of the SU and the RU, and in any countries where the product is intended to be supplied should be taken into account. Means say in India and the US. So the regulatory requirements are different. In our country we have the CDSCO, okay, and in US there is the FDA. These are the regulatory bodies. These regulatory bodies are different. Okay, in last session we discussed all about that FDA, US FDA, then CDSCO. Okay, so I think you know all these things. So these regulatory requirements are different. So when we want to transfer the technology from US to India, we have to go with that regulatory requirement, whether we are uh, have following that regulatory requirements or not. Where is which documents are more required? Say there is the transfer related to some raw materials, or there is transfer of some related to the knowledge. All these things we have to fulfill. So there should be taken into account and interrupted consistently throughout any transfer program project. So you should not interrupt. There should be an effective process and product knowledge transfer. Effective process. Effective process means that we must get a result, and there and product knowledge transfer. There is a transfer of product knowledge. Technology transfer can be considered successful if there is documented evidence that the RU can routinely reproduce the transferred product, process, or method against a predefined set of specification. See, this predefined. Predefined means what? We have some data with us, and the product which we develop in larger scale having having matching that data. Okay, so we can call it as a successful if the data is matching. In the event that the RU identifies particular problems with the process during the transfer, the RU should communicate them back to the SU. Okay, what is it meaning? If they are finding some problem during the transfer, say mixing is not proper with that instrument, okay, or compressibility is not getting with that identified parameter, so they should report to that SU, or that person from that SU, that is the sending unit or the R&D unit is there, he or she look at that point, okay, and they will try to solve the problem. So it ensures knowledge management. See what happening there? There is the management of the knowledge. We can say that there is the thinking over that. There is communication, and they sort the problem. Then where we use these guidelines, that is the scope. Scope means what? Where we use this guideline. Number one, manufacturing active pharmaceutical ingredient means when we want to manufacture APIs, when we want to pack such types of APIs or in a larger quantity, so we call it as a bulk drug. Okay, then manufacturing and packaging of finished pharmaceutical products and are performing analytical testings. See, all these are the scope. The guidelines address the following area at the SU and RU: transfer of development and production, transfer of analytical methods for the quality assurance and quality control, skills assessment and training, organization and management of the transfer, assessment of premises and equipment, documentation, qualification, and validation. Okay, so this guideline covers all these points. Then there are some terminologies are there. We have to know all these terminology. So number one is the API. API means the active drug, okay, which is used to prepare a dosage forms. Then bracketing. It is an experimental design to test only the extremes of, for example, dose strength. The design assumes that the extremes will be representative of all the samples between the extremes. Okay, from a different extreme means what, or the bracketing means what, they are having two different ends. Okay, like the dosage strength for adult, for the child, if there is some kidney function, kidney dysfunctions are there, so we have to assume all these things, so it is called as the bracketing. Then the change control of C by C, a formal system by which qualified representatives of appropriate disciplines review, propose or actual changes that might affect the validated status. Okay, what is its meaning? A system, okay, by which qualified representative means the person who is working, say for the Q from the QA department. So he or she reviews that process, reviews document and propose some changes, okay, which may affect the validated status. So it is called the change control. The intent is to determine the need for action that would ensure that the system is maintained in a validated state. Means, in nutshell, what we will do, what we will call a person from a department, a qualified department, say QA department, will check the document, and if he say that there is some reviews are required, some actual changes are there which will affect the validation status, so we have to determine such changes. Okay, we have to determine what action we should take. Okay, so that's why we will not in the trouble, or we will not say that there is these batches is not validated, or these batches are not making or not conforming to the predetermined standard. Then commissioning, the setting up, adjustment and testing of equipment or a system to ensure that it meets all the requirements as specified in the user requirement. Specifications and capacities as specified by the designer or development. Okay, so what is its meaning? The setting up मैंने set करना, adjustment and test of what equipment. Okay, so what we will get, we assure that it is it is meeting with the predetermined specification. Say we order some machine, we order a tablet machine, and we say that we require a tablet machine which will give 1 lakh tablet per hour. So this is our initial requirements. If we got that tablet, we commission it, we test it, okay, we adjust some parameters, so that's why we get 1 lakh tablet per hour. So we can say that it is a commission. Then a control strategy, a plan set of control. Say control means what? There are some measures we have to take, that process may not vary, or it will not go out of specification. So a plan set of controls derived from current product and process understanding that assures process performance and product quality. The control can include parameters and attributes related to the material and component related to the drug substances. We have to control that particular parameters. Okay. Then the corrective action. So any action which we take when uh, some we are using with some manufacturing, and we are not getting that particular result, so we get some corrective changes, so it is called as the critical control point, and it indicates a loss of control. Then critical control point, a step at which control can be applied and is essential to prevent or eliminate a pharmaceutical quality hazards or to reduce it to an acceptable level. So it is a critical control point. We have some points. Okay, Then design qualification. See this DQ, OQ, IQ. This is very important document, very important definition. So the design qualification means, see, design is qualified. So it is a documented evidence that the premises, supporting system, utilities, equipments and process have been designed. See, design यानी बनाया गया है in accordance with the requirements of the GMP. There are some GMP requirements, and when we prepare or we construct that equipment or that building, so it is called as the design qualification. Means if the design or the requirements are matching, we can say that it passed the DQ, that is the design qualification. Then the design space, the multi-dimensional combination and the interaction of input variables and process parameters that have been demonstrated to provide assurance of quality. Then DMF, again this is one important point which we will again go in detail. So the detailed information concerning a specific facility, process or product submitted to the medicine regulatory authority intended for incorporation into the application for the marketing authorization. Then finished pharmaceutical product, a product that has undergone all stages of production. Gap analysis, again identification of critical elements, okay, of a process which are available at the SU, means sending unit but are missing at the RU. That particular process or element or maybe some equipment is missing in that RU, that is that receiving unit. So हम लोग उसको बोलेंगे gap analysis. Then GMP, again this is a part, it is related to the regulatory department. This part of the quality assurance which assures that the pharmaceutical products are consistently produced and controlled to the quality standards appropriate to their intended use and as required by the marketing authorization. So it is called as the GMP. Means what? We control that products as per our requirement. We are maintaining the quality of that particular product as per the requirement, and it is or that product can be authorized or can be approved for the sale in that particular market. So if we want to say we have to sell it in the US, so we should follow the guidelines of the US FDA. If we want to sell that product in the India, we should match the standards laid down by the CDSCO. So IPC, in process control. Next thing, in process control, during the process, if you want uh, to maintain the quality or the standards, we have to change some parameters. It is called the in process control. So the checks performed during the production in order to monitor and if necessary to adjust the process to ensure that the product conforms to its specification. Then intercompany transfer. See, inter means within the company. Intra-company means it is the between two different sites. Then installation qualification. Okay. Here what we discuss design qualification. Here what we are discussing installation qualification. The performance of the test to ensure that the installation means we install a machine in our college. We install FBP, fluidized bed process, in our college. So the person from that company came and he installed that machine. He check all the parameters. Okay. उसको हम लोग बोलेंगे operational qualification or performance qualification. And he said that that machine is working properly. So he provided us a manual. We during the purchasing process, we given some specifications to him. So he showed to me that, sir, this is the specification you provided and this is the specification of our machine, so we can install it. So the performance of the test to ensure that the installation used in the manufacturing process are appropriately selected and correctly installed and the operation in accordance with the established specification. Then operational qualification, documented verification that the system or the subsystem performs at the intended overall or anticipated operating range, means there are the ranges are there. Operational qualification, say we can say that we need a stirrer which is mechanical stirrer which can operate at 100 to 1200 rpm. So at max, we if we purchase it, it should operate at minimum 1200, at lowest minimum 100. So this is the operational qualification, that it pass the operational qualification if it is running in between that two ranges. Then performance qualification, again documented verification is there, that the equipment or system operate consistently and gives reproducibility within the defined specification. Reproducibility means what? If we are performing that experiment repeatedly, we are getting same products with same evaluation results. So it is the performance qualification. Then process validation. It is again the documented evidence which provides a high degree of assurance that a particular process or a specific process will consistently produce a result which we predetermine or which we require, or we set some result. That results if we are getting, it is called as the process validation. Then qualification. Okay, qualification word is used for the equipment. Okay, validation is used for the process. If we want to validate a equipment, better way we will call it as a qualification. So the action of providing and documenting that any premises, systems and equipment are probably installed and are would correctly and lead to the expected result. Qualification is often a part of validation, but the individual qualification steps alone do not constitute process validation. Okay. Qualification batches. Those batches produced by the RU, that is the receiving unit, to demonstrate its ability to reproduce the product. So when we receive a product, we receive a formula from the ESU. So we work over that formula, we prepare many batches till we get a result, accurate result. So जो batches हम लोगों ने बनाया, that batches is called the qualification batches. Then afterwards we can say that a validated batches means if we are getting consistently 3 or more batches same result, so जो लास्ट वाली बैचेस बोलेंगे हम लोग उसको बोलेंगे वैलिडेटेड बैचेस, और उसके पहले वाली बैचेस को बोलेंगे हम लोग क्वालिफिकेशन बैचेस. सो दीज बैचेस प्रोड्यूस बाय द आरयू टू डेमोन्स्ट्रेट हिज एबिलिटी टू रिप्रोड्यूस द product. Then quality assurance. Quality assurance is a wide-ranging concept covering all matters that individually or collectively influence the quality of the product. Quality control controls the quality. It covers all measures for the control. Then quality planning. It is a part of quality management, focus on setting the quality objective. Quality policy means overall it is we can say that the documents related to the management. And then quality risk management. Quality risk management is a systematic process for the assessment, control, communication and review of risk to the quality of the pharmaceutical products. Okay. There are some terms are remaining.